Welcome back, everyone, to another massive update from the Star, where the Dallas Cowboys are once again lighting up the NFL rumor mill with fresh trade buzz, insider intel, and a few eyebrow-raising reports from some of the league's most reliable insiders, none other than Rapoport and Dianna Russini. Things are heating up as the Cowboys find themselves deep in the thick of trade chatter, and this time, the name that's been making waves is none other than Cincinnati Bengals star pass rusher Trey Hendrickson. Yes, you heard that right. The Cowboys, according to multiple reports, have been making inquiries and could be preparing to make a move that would send shockwaves across the entire NFC. So buckle up, Cowboys Nation, because this story has the potential to redefine Dallas' defensive identity heading into the second half of the season. Let's start by breaking down what's being reported. According to Rapoport, the Cowboys have been active behind the scenes, checking in with several teams about potential pass rush help before the trade deadline. This isn't just speculation anymore. Rapoport confirmed that Dallas has been making exploratory calls, and one of the names that keeps surfacing is Trey Hendrickson. The Bengals' star defensive end has been one of the most consistent and dangerous edge rushers in the league since signing with Cincinnati, and his combination of speed, power, and relentless motor would instantly upgrade the Cowboys' already fearsome defense. But why Hendrickson? Why now? The answer lies in Dallas' urgency to add another elite disruptor opposite Micah Parsons to give Dan Quinn the kind of front seven dominance he's been dreaming about since taking over as defensive coordinator. Dianna Russini also added fuel to the fire, reporting that Dallas is one of several contending teams keeping a close eye on defensive playmakers who could become available before the deadline. According to Russini, the Cowboys front office is aware that this could be one of their best shots at a Super Bowl run in recent memory, and they don't want to waste it. With Dak Prescott playing efficient football, CeeDee Lamb emerging as a consistent weapon, and the defense ranked among the league's best, Dallas believes that one more major addition could be the missing piece. Russini didn't name names directly, but when Rapoport's report came out mentioning Hendrickson's name as a possible target, it didn't take long for fans and analysts to start connecting the dots. Trey Hendrickson, for those who might not follow the Bengals closely, has quietly become one of the most dangerous defensive ends in the game. Since joining Cincinnati, he's posted double-digit sack seasons and has been a nightmare for opposing quarterbacks. What makes him even more intriguing for the Cowboys is that his style of play fits perfectly within Dan Quinn's aggressive system. Hendrickson's explosiveness off the edge, his ability to set the tone early, and his leadership in the locker room make him an ideal fit for Dallas' high-energy defense. Imagine a pass rush featuring Micah Parsons, Trey Hendrickson, DeMarcus Lawrence, and Osa Odigizua all coming after the quarterback. That's not just good, it's terrifying. And with the NFC loaded with elite quarterbacks, having another weapon to disrupt the pocket could be the difference between another playoff heartbreak and a legitimate Super Bowl run. Now, the big question everyone wants answered: what would it take for Dallas to actually land Hendrickson? That's where things get tricky. The Bengals are still in the playoff hunt, and trading away one of their best defensive players wouldn't make sense unless they were offered a deal they simply couldn't refuse. Rapoport hinted that the Cowboys have the draft capital and young assets to make a compelling offer, but the front office would have to be bold. Jerry Jones has never been afraid to swing for the fences, especially when he believes his team is close to contending. The Cowboys could potentially offer a high draft pick, possibly a second-rounder, and a young rotational player to sweeten the deal. But make no mistake, Hendrickson wouldn't come cheap, and this trade would be about sending a message to the entire league that Dallas is going all in this season. What's fascinating about these reports is that they align with the growing sense of urgency inside the Star. The Cowboys' locker room knows they have something special this year. The defense is playing at an elite level, and Dak Prescott has shown flashes of the sharp, confident quarterback that led Dallas to the playoffs in previous years. But there's also an awareness that the window doesn't stay open forever. Dan Quinn could be heading toward another head coaching opportunity after the season, and players like Micah Parsons and CeeDee Lamb are inching closer to big contract extensions that will reshape the team's financial flexibility. That means right now the season might be the best chance for Dallas to make a serious Super Bowl push, and that's exactly why trade rumors like this one are gaining traction. Adding Hendrickson would also give the Cowboys a level of defensive depth that few teams could match. The defensive line has been strong, but injuries and inconsistencies have occasionally exposed cracks. Sam Williams, Dorrance Armstrong, and Chauncey Golston have all contributed, but none have matched the production of the top-tier pass rushers in the league. Hendrickson, on the other hand, would be an immediate game-changer. His ability to win one-on-one battles, force turnovers, and bring energy every single down is exactly what Dallas has been missing in some of their bigger games. In matchups against teams like the Eagles, 49ers, and Lions, where the difference often comes down to who can pressure the quarterback more effectively, Hendrickson could tilt the balance completely in Dallas' favor. Of course, there's also the question of chemistry and scheme fit. Dan Quinn's system is designed around speed, versatility, and relentless pressure. Hendrickson, who's made a career out of chasing down quarterbacks and disrupting backfields, would fit like a glove. He's also known as a hard worker and a locker room leader, qualities that would resonate in a Cowboys defense already stacked with personalities like Parsons, Lawrence, and Jaron Kearse. This wouldn't just be a talent upgrade, it would be a cultural match, the kind of move that energizes an entire locker room heading into the stretch run of the season. Another layer to this story comes from Dianna Russini's reporting that the Cowboys front office has been more aggressive than usual in its trade inquiries. That's a big deal because historically, Dallas has been conservative at the trade deadline, preferring to build through the draft and internal development. But Russini's sources suggest that things are different this year. There's a real sense of urgency inside the organization, and Jerry Jones has reportedly told his inner circle that he's willing to be uncharacteristically bold if the right opportunity presents itself. That could mean Hendrickson isn't the only name on their radar. Other potential targets include pass rushers like Brian Burns from Carolina or Danielle Hunter from Minnesota, both players who could fit into the same aggressive mold. But Hendrickson's experience, production, and contract situation make him one of the most intriguing and realistic options. Ian Rapoport also made it clear that Dallas isn't just looking for a rental player. They want someone who can be part of the team's long-term core. Hendrickson's contract runs through the next couple of seasons, which means Dallas wouldn't just be getting a short-term boost, they'd be adding another foundational piece to their defense. That's something that could pay off even beyond this season, especially as the Cowboys prepare for the long-term balance between maintaining elite talent and managing the salary cap. As for the Bengals side, things are complicated. Cincinnati's offense has struggled at times, and there's been speculation about whether they might consider moving a defensive piece to bring in draft picks or offensive reinforcements. Hendrickson himself has expressed frustration with the team's recent struggles and lack of consistency. He's a competitor who wants to win, and if he sees an opportunity to join a contender like the Cowboys, it could appeal to him personally. That doesn't mean he'll be pushing for a trade, but it does make the scenario more realistic than some might think. Fans across Cowboys Nation are buzzing at the idea of adding Hendrickson, and social media has exploded with mock trades, highlight clips, and endless speculation. Some believe this could be Dallas' Von Miller moment, referencing the Los Angeles Rams' mid-season trade for Miller in 2021 that helped propel them to a Super Bowl win. The comparison makes sense. An elite defense adds one more star pass rusher to put them over the top. If Dallas is serious about chasing a championship, following that blueprint could be exactly what they need.